the hell? I'm so bummed right now. Like, I just want to go home.
Aloha, folks. Welcome back to Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. I have a friend coming on the show tonight. We've been buddies for a while, but we've really never had the opportunity to hang out, so I'm really excited about this. But this next guest was like, hey, I have this great recipe for a Mai Tai. And I was like, oh, no, dude, there's only one Mai Tai. There's one Mai Tai, but there's not. There's like several Mai Tai. I've always been in the mindset that if somebody calls the Mai Tai the blank Mai Tai, then yeah, make all the Mai Tais you want. The one Mai Tai, 1944 Trader Vic's. I would love to bring onto the show my buddy, Jason T. Smith.
Thanks, man. How are you?
Yeah, how you doing?
I am good. What?
Oh,
Have you never had a tall guest before?
I've had several tall guests, but not that tall.
So this will be fun.
Okay. So what is your connection to Tiki?
Well, I don't really like Tiki. I just wanted to be on your show. I say that because there's a small faction in the Tiki community that claim I don't like Tiki.
Oh, really?
This is a Don the Beachcomber logo tattooed on my forearm. What more could I possibly do?
Why did people say that you hate Tiki?
I don't know. But anytime someone crosses me or has ill will about me, they're like, he don't even like Tiki. He said it himself. That's what they say. I'm like,
wait, crosses you?
oh yeah, you know, I'm a big personality. Sometimes people don't like big personalities. So my wife and I are driving to the Sip and Dip in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Which is Great Falls, Montana.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be in the car for about 3,000 miles to see a Tiki Bar. Yep, not into Tiki one bit. Who drives 3,000 miles for a Tiki Bar that doesn't have good drinks?
That's the place with the mermaids.
Yes, that's where we're going.
Rad, I'd love to go there.
So I've loved Tiki since we discovered it. We moved to Southern California from Cleveland. Imagine Cleveland winters.
Yes.
They're horrendous.
So did you ever go to the Kahiki?
Well, I didn't, but my wife did. That was like every couple months they would run down to Columbus and go to Kahiki. She didn't realize what it was until we got into the Tiki scene and discovered it in like late 2000, early 2001. And then she's like, holy crap. I went to the Kahiki all the time.
I think that happens with a lot of people where they don't understand like that they went to Tiki places until much later in life. They're like, oh wow, that was like a big deal that I went to the Royal Hawaiian when I was a kid in Laguna Beach or whatever.
Well, one thing I noticed that you like to say is the Mai Tai was built in 55 when it was 56.
Oh, I say 55?
Yeah, and then you always put your little disclaimer on 56.
Oh yeah, because I screwed up.
Yeah, my mom was there opening year.
Wow.
They were open for like 2 months with my grandparents.
Yeah.
Took the family on a vacation to Fort Lauderdale, and they were at the Mai Tai right as it opened. My family has been going to the Mai Tai since 56.
That's amazing.
Yes, but I don't like Tiki one bit. Not. I mean, you want Tiki life on the knuckles? Would that get it done? Would that get people to stop saying, oh, he's not into Tiki?
What do I have to do to prove it?
You know, when you take an obscure Don the Beachcomber logo from like the 1960s and put it on your forearm, that pretty much cements that you really dig Tiki.
Yeah.
That cements it.
Maybe you need a whole Trader Vic's menu, like the dudes chasing the girls around on your chest.
Hey, no one's done that. I haven't done the back piece yet. What the hell?
Yeah, maybe that's it. So I did like a 3-part thing on Mai Tais.
Yes.
And then you wrote me up and you're like, hey, dude, let's do a Mai Tai. And I was like, well, but I already did 3 Mai Tais.
And the funny thing was, I hadn't seen the Suck 'em Up one just yet. And then I'm like, okay, I suggest something you did already.
Oh, right.
And then I saw the Suck 'em Up. I'm like, ooh, that was an offshoot of the one I want us to make.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and there's a story that goes with it. So I thought, because your whole show is about the cocktails and the history.
Yeah.
That's why I thought, let's do this drink.
Once I started learning about it, I'm super excited to do that. So we're going to make a Mai Tai.
Yep.
From the, what is the hotel?
Royal Hawaiian.
So the Royal Hawaiian is a big pink hotel that is colonial. What would you call that architecture?
1920s. We have gotten rid of all the tikis from Hawaii. Now we've built this gigantic palace on the beach. Which is what it boiled down to.
Which is so funny because Don the Beachcomber basically came to Hawaii and said, hey, things like the Royal Hawaiian, tourists don't want to see that. Tourists want to see Hawaii, like the Hawaiian culture. So let's do that again.
Oh, yeah.
And so he came from Hollywood, and then he created the international marketplace and hosted Hawaiian musicians and Hawaiian artisans.
Well, he actually came from, at that point, Chicago, really.
Oh.
You know, because he was...
I thought you didn't like Tiki.
Yeah, sorry. Is this a 14-hour one? Because I can drop you the knowledge on Don's in Chicago since I own the business ledgers for the whole company.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 1940 to 1982, Chicago, from the start of Don's to the close of Don's.
Oh, geez.
I have all the business books, and it's amazing the information in there, but when you read it, imagine reading a 1940s ledger written in 1940s legalese.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not an accountant or a lawyer. Mm-hmm. You're just a dude who likes Tiki. Mm-hmm. The first read-through, I'm like, dry. I need some water.
Yeah,
what
right.
the hell? And then you start researching, looking up names and figuring out who the players are. You're like, whoa, there's an insane story here. And so we're talking about Trader Vic's and a Mai Tai.
Oh yeah. So, but the interesting thing about this Mai Tai, it really isn't credited to Trader Vic. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but it is. But you just have to know the lore of it.
Yep.
So when Vic's opened in the international marketplace, Vic pulled out the last second, and his partner said, tough. And they opened Vic's. So Trader Vic's had nothing to do with Vic.
Oh.
And so when you collect mugs from the Trader Vic's in Waikiki, turned into Daga, which was Polynesian pottery.
Okay.
They're very collectible, hard to find, and they look like your 7-year-old kid made them.
Sure.
But they're so collectible. So Vic wasn't even part of that. But the Royal Hawaiian called them up and said, yo, Vic, can you come down here and refashion your Mai Tai and make it an island Mai Tai so we can promote Hawaii? So most people say a Mai Tai with juice, no way.
Sure.
That's awful. Now, what it became in Hawaii is awful. This version, badass.
Well, the early versions of the Mai Tai that were not the 1944 Mai Tai are still really complex cocktails. They're like really good. I'm excited to try this thing. So this is the Surf Room Mai Tai.
The one that Vic crafted for them so they could sell the islands.
So for this cocktail, we will be using oranges, limes, lemons, pineapple juice, simple syrup, orange curacao, orgeat, light Puerto Rican rum, Jamaican pot still black, and Demerara rum. All right, let's make this thing. You want to cut that thing in half?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that is pretty slick.
It's okay. It's losing its edge a little bit.
Wow, that's pretty nice though.
Yeah. So we're squeezing out 1 ounce of lime juice. Oh, we're getting away there.
Should I scoop this up and put it back in?
Do you want to do the other one here?
Yeah. Who was your guest that just chucked the lemon over there? That was just...
Sounds like one of my girlfriends.
I had to watch that a couple times because it was so good. Oh, I think it was one that had the crazy awesome eye makeup, the blue that extended out.
Brianna?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the kind of person that would just throw fruit around my house.
Yep, she was great.
So I guess we need another lime. These are...
Yeah, so we need 1 ounce total.
Yeah.
For the two of us. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got another lime right here. Don't you worry. You ever get grief you're squeezing bad when people watch your videos and leave comments?
I get grief from everybody about everything.
Okay. Do you have YouTube haters?
No, I don't think I have. Well, I have one.
Trolls?
I have one person that does thumbs down on every single video.
Oh, you only get one?
Yeah.
Me and my mom is 78. We host a YouTube show live on Sundays.
Oh, wow.
We get 5 thumbs down every time.
Wow.
And it's my mom's show. I just kind of host it. We let her run it.
Somebody just doesn't like your mom.
Somebody hates on my 80-year-old mother.
That's
basically.
horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And they watch the whole show because when we ask for a thumbs up at the end of the live show, that's when they happen. I go, so you watch the whole show.
Wow.
You got the content, the information. You're going to use that to make money for yourself. Dare give my mother a thumbs down?
How bitter is that?
Oh. We've raised money for cancer and this and that, and people are giving us thumbs down while we're raising money for cancer. I'm like, how awful are you?
YouTube's a vile place. Most of the viewers of the Breezeway Cocktail Hour are terrific.
Oh yeah, most of mine are awesome. It's just those 5. Yeah. You have 1 out of 5.
Cut that thing in half.
Yeah, we'll get this. Oh, that was a bad half. That wasn't.
For 2, we need half.
Yep. Get in your hole.
1/4 ounce per cocktail, 1/2 ounce for the drink, or for 2.
There we go.
Yep. Cool. All right. So 1/2 ounce for 2 cocktails.
So wait, you don't have a bigger one of these? You jam this in there?
I usually do it by hand for orange juice.
Because you know they make bigger ones.
Yeah.
Like you can just go to Bed Bath & Beyond and get a bigger one. You can go to Amazon. It just shows up like 2 days later.
My orange one started flaking off into my cocktails.
Oh.
I didn't want to drink
paint chips.
Paint chips. When I squeeze these, I kind of squeeze them from the top, and then it kind of directs the juice down. I don't know if it's like a tested technique, but it seems to work for me. Okay, so 1 ounce of orange juice per cocktail, and 2 for 2. Okay, so there's the orange juice. So we're done with the juice. Oh, we're not.
No.
Okay.
But I will tell you, we don't have citrus growing out of our backyard, and so we don't get to pick it because we live in the desert. We used to use this dole that was the OJ pineapple. So just 2 ounces of that, and they still make it, but I can't find it anywhere. I always squeeze lemons and limes.
Yep.
But sometimes when it came to the OJ and the orange, I just poured it out of this, and
it sounds easy.
I keep trucking.
So that's 1 ounce. That's for 1 cocktail. So we need 1 more ounce. Oh yeah, it's on that side.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong side. I'm like, what?
It worked out though.
What?
Okay, cool.
What?
This is one of those drinks that has like a lot of ingredients. So if you're making this at home, I hope you have stocked up because there's a lot of stuff involved here. Should we go to the simple syrup?
Sure.
1/4 ounce per cocktail. So 1/2 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
I did that math in my head and I was like, God, I hope I'm right.
That was 5/8, correct?
So 1/4 ounce of orgeat per cocktail, so another 1/2 ounce.
When's the last time you opened this bad boy?
Might be a little bit. Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Got pliers? If I was at home, it was my own thing. I would use my teeth. My wife would yell at me, and then, all right, we have a lovely assistant.
Let me try it real quick.
All right.
Let me show you.
I don't care. I had an injury to my arm. Shut up.
1/4 ounce of orgeat per cocktail, so 1/2 ounce of orgeat. And orgeat's like an almond liqueur. Right.
Syrup.
Oh, syrup.
Because I watch you correct yourself at every show.
I know.
The little thing comes out down the bottom. Syrup.
I know, because I watch myself back and I go, what'd you just say, you idiot?
Am I the only guest that's corrected you on your show? I feel bad, but I just binge watched you the last 2 weeks. I've watched like 72 hours of Spike in the last 2 weeks. Now, can I ask you a question? Did you ever think about that when you're making these videos, that there's going to be people who will binge watch you? Did you ever think about your binge watchable?
I never thought that anybody would watch anything. So the fact that like we're just talking to a camera,
Yeah.
I forget that there are literally thousands of people
Yeah.
who are studying us right now, because that all of a sudden makes me terrified.
That doesn't bother me, but I never, I've been doing videos for a long, long time, and mine are usually live. I do some pre-record stuff, but
Yeah.
people who find me when they're, just getting into like selling online, because that's what I do and I teach, they're like, oh my God, I just watched like 14 of your shows in a row. And I'm like, I never thought of me being bingeable, like, my shows being bingeable, but if you get into it, like, I really got into watching you and just enjoying all your guests and the cocktails and the history. I'm like, and plus I was coming on, so I'm like, well, I better be ready. I got to see what's going on here.
You don't want to be caught in some kind of trick question. Okay, let's do the curacao. Do you have a curacao that you prefer?
So I have like 4 different ones. So if you come to my house, whatever you want, I can usually facilitate. A friend of ours came over once and tried to stump me with a drink that had maple syrup. I'm like, hang on a sec. Where's my maple syrup?
Wow.
He's like, dang, I can't even stump you.
There was a dude at the Blind Rabbit, and he made a cocktail called the Topless Hula Girl, and kind of for the hula girls, and it has maple syrup in it. It's so good.
Oh, speaking of your awesome band, I am at Frankie's once a week for 12 straight years, and until I binge watched you last week, had no clue that drink was named after you guys.
Oh yeah, the Hula Billy Honey.
The Hula Billy Honey. So that was awesome. I was like, dang, I drank that drink. I'd see it on I had no clue. And then you said it says the Spike of Rum. I'm like,
Spike of
Rum. How did I not realize that?
Did you notice the stools from Frankie's over here?
Oh, I didn't realize.
Or the chairs? Yeah.
Yeah. You mean the most uncomfortable bar stools ever of all time?
Uh-huh.
They had like 24 chairs, one comfortable. And so we'd all try and fight for that chair when we got to the bar.
Boss got to the point where he was like, I'm sick of these things falling over. He said they fell over all the time. So now they live in my bar and they fall over in here.
Cool.
Okay, so 1/4 ounce of curacao. So 1/2 ounce for 2 drinks.
I want to smidge over.
It's a little bit over. I have a plant over here that I feed
nice
alcohol stuff.
The one guest who did a dash that was like 14 ounces. I was like,
oh, was that Tiffany?
I think. I was like, whoa.
Playboy model Tiffany.
Yes.
She's just like, yeah, this is how I make a cocktail. And I was like, oh no.
There's a dash. I'm like, whoa, what's a pour? If that's a dash, what's a pour?
It's very hard to correct a former Playboy model on really anything.
Oh yeah, speaking of, when's hair and makeup getting here? Because everyone that is on the show seems to be really done well. I'm like, I just changed my shirt and I wiped my head and I'm good. I'm like, I'm ready, let's do this.
Well, the girls always look really good, but I hate that I shoot this in 4K because it's,
Oh, I'm gonna look extra ugly, thanks.
Yeah. All right, so we're into the rums now. And I'm hoping that we have 2 ounces of this Don Q. Otherwise, we'll have to go and find something else, but... Oh, come on, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's an ounce and a...
It's an ounce and a half.
Should we finish it with some white stash?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of this Hamilton white stash. It was really... It's a light rum.
I've never had any.
Really? Ooh. What do you think about corks?
Absolutely hate them. Because they dry rot away in Vegas, and you go to pull out a cork of your 30-year-old rum, and it just snaps in half because there's no moisture in the air.
All right, so let's call it right here. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
If I lived anywhere else, I would say, oh, I love them, but...
Wow, really?
You know how many times I've had to push the cork back in, then take the bottle, dump it out through a strainer, get all the little pieces out, and then go get a generic cork to put back in. Happens way too often. I was at an estate sale the other day, and they had some old whiskey.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see how it smelled, and I wanted to pull the cork off, and it just crumbled in my hands, and the people running it didn't notice. I just set the top back on. And I'm like, I don't need any booze, thanks. And I walked away.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anybody being betrayed by a cork.
Yeah, live in the desert and you'll see how you do not like corks.
Okay.
They are your enemy.
That's just a shocking revelation for me today. Let's move on to the Demerara, or yeah, we can do the pot still black.
Which looks spanking new.
Brand new. So you don't need pot still black, right? You can use Karuba or
Karuba's a normal.
Karuba, I do
This
like
whole show's gonna be Jason can't open stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab this piece of shit. Ed, you made it too tough. What the
Ooh.
See, these are good because they don't deteriorate like the regular cork.
Yeah.
When you finish a bottle, you keep these for when your other bottles with corks deteriorate. You're like, oh, okay, that'll be enough.
See, that's we haven't even gotten into what you do for a living, so I think that'll be you want to do the 2 ounces there?
Yep.
That'll be a conversation for sure. Because he's very thrifty.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
You'll see.
See what you did there?
Yep, totally. Wow, this is getting extremely full. So then the last ingredient is the Demerara. By the way, I don't know if do you use that?
Yes, we have that, but we're gonna pass on this because I brought you a surprise. I'll be right back.
All right. Surprise. What is that a ukulele case?
Oh no, that would be a single bottle of booze case. And I brought you some old school. Oh my God, I grabbed the wrong bottle.
It's empty. You brought me an empty bottle.
Oh, it became empty.
Oh no.
There was a leak in it. Because I'm like, there's no way I packed an empty bottle. Well, I was going to surprise you and bring you some old lemon heart. But if we want it, we'd have to suck the lining right now.
It's tempting.
Let me tell you another time I hate about cork. Rory Snyder, who owns the Reef, gave me 2 bottles of Deadhead rum. Mm-hmm. I used to have a TV show. I was filming my show in Palm Springs when it hit a record high. It was sitting in the back seat of my SUV, blew the cork right off. So a twist cap wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I hop in my car and go, the hell's that? Mm-hmm. Just blew the cork off and spilled on the back seat. So yeah, so here's 2 ounces of...
I mean, it was a good presentation. Look at the inside of this thing.
I'm so shocked.
I'm more excited about this guitar case for booze.
It does play How Dry I Am, but the music box part is broken.
So is this a vintage thing?
Oh yeah.
Well, how did I not know about this thing?
Well, you didn't know about the ice bucket diver's helmet either. Just saying, you know. Maybe you're not into tiki. Ooh. Maybe we figured it out. It's you, not me.
I'm a sham.
I thought it'd be fun.
It was fun.
It was fun, but my rum's in the lining.
So real quick, we're gonna do 2 ounces of the Demerara.
Well, when you come to my house, I'll make you one because I got some more at home.
Okay.
I will fix this mistake of mine.
So there's the cocktail right there. You can see that it's a very full glass. So it says to shake it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Shake it and then strain it into,
and strain it.
Fresh ice.
Oh, really? Fresh ice? It's kind of.
Well, that's what I do.
It's kind of atypical of tiki drinks.
Yeah. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Marie King, who most everyone knows,
sure.
Tonga Hut.
Yep.
She was sitting at my bar, and I said, I'm going to make you a Mai Tai with juice. And she goes, I will not drink it. And I said, just wait.
I will not drink it.
And she took a sip, and she goes, oh, wow. I go, see? You think I was going to make you a crappy drink? No way. Well, this is going to be, boy, you had it spilling out on McBiff. I think this one's going to be, woo-hoo-hoo. Did it hold without making a mess?
Oh, God.
Oh, what was the?
Put your hand on both.
My wife had a party at her house for managers one year, and I was making cocktails, and the boss was standing up in front of everybody. All right, we had a great year, and here's what we're going to do, and I'm making a drink, and the thing pops off right in the middle of his speech. The cocktail goes up, rains down on me. The things are all bouncing around. I'm like, oops.
I'm so scared of this thing like popping off. I think I got a piece of your beard in here. So I have 2 glasses here. These are both from Hawaii.
Nice.
This is from Society of 7 from the Outrigger Hotel in Waikiki. I did some research on the Society of 7. Do you have any idea what that is?
Yeah, they're like a family act, like singing, comedy kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Am I right?
Wait, how'd you know that?
Because I like tiki and all things Hawaiiana.
They were like a variety act.
Yeah.
They came out of a band called the Fabulous Echoes.
That I don't know.
So I think they were like a pop band through the 60s. And then I think through the 70s, late 60s and 70s, I think they became like kind of this disco thing. And I think that explains the font here.
Besides mugs, I have tons of Mai Tai glasses.
Yeah.
I've never seen this glass.
Oh, wow.
That's very rare to me.
Yeah, I tried to listen to some of their music. Not really my thing. I think they were a group of Chinese dudes from Hong Kong. Or Hong Kong dudes.
When we first got into tiki, we bought every record that we could find, Hawaiian stuff.
Yeah.
And then we were moving one time, and I go, hey, perfect time to start listening, like while we're unpacking.
Totally.
A lot of it's shit. Holy crap. And then I got to Billy Muir, and then it all changed. We put on Pink Hawaii, and we stopped unpacking, and we're like, what is this awesomeness? And so you really understood the difference between just stuff packaged for people who want to be part of Hawaii and good musician.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you've not heard Billy Muir and Pink Hawaii, go find it. We were lucky enough to meet Billy at Pukilau, and he was in his 90s still playing 3 days a week in Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
And he couldn't understand in his 90s why a bunch of 30-year-olds were excited to meet him.
I've been hassled recently about my mint game.
And what's the hassle?
The hassle is somebody was like, you got to up your mint game. And I was like, I think my mint game...
Oh, this smells amazing.
Yeah, is delightful. My whole thing with mint, I think Ed Hamilton was like, geez, why is there so much mint in this drink? And I was like, Ed, more mint's the best mint. Okay, so...
Boom.
Yeah, it talks about garnishing with rock candy. So we're going to put the rock candy
there we go. I opened that.
right up in front here, like that. Talks about garnishing with a pineapple spear. So if you want to grab one of these things. All right, I'm going to put mine right back behind here. And then it says to garnish with an orchid. Okay, that looks incredible. But
So think about sitting at the Royal Hawaiian.
Yes.
You're in the base of the Pink Palace. You're looking at...
the beach at Waikiki.
You're looking at Diamond Head.
Yep.
They're like, here you go, sir.
I mean, perfect, right? My favorite place to surf in the world is Waikiki. It's not like the most challenging of waves, but it's just
Picturesque.
picturesque.
Yep.
Here's a fancy paper straw.
Oh, thank you.
And so, from the Surf Room at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel in Waikiki Beach, this is the Surf Room Mai Tai?
Yep. That's it.
Cheers.
Oh.
Oh. Cheers.
It's that 3 ounces of rum that balance it all right out.
Oh, wow. Okay, at first it's kind of got like a bite to it.
Yep.
But then you're right. Then the rum kind of all smooths itself out. All the fruit juices kind of meld together. It's a cool drink.
Now, if you go to the Royal Hawaiian today, this is not what you're getting.
Right.
They are making better ones, though. We've been there, in the last couple of years. Many years ago, we went, and
Yep.
it was let's pour a bunch of pineapple juice, a little bit of rum, and float some Myers on top.
Which
That's
is
horrible.
funny because I went to the Royal Hawaiian probably like 16 years ago, and on the patio there, they were making pretty traditional cocktails.
Yeah,
like they do a pretty good job.
I think a lot of places, and not just tiki drinks, but cocktails in general, everyone got lazy like I get with my garnish.
Sure.
And then this new public of drinks and tiki drinks and everything are like, we want the whole kit and caboodle. We don't want this half-ass, it's from Applebee's for $1 crap.
Right.
We want the real thing. And so, yeah, we've been to places over the last 20 years that we've been into this that, the drinks have gotten better. The Alibi in Portland's one of those places.
Oh, okay.
Blair and I sat there before it got better and ordered, I think, Mai Tais.
Uh-huh.
I love a good drink, but I'll finish pretty much any drink.
Sure.
We couldn't. Now, they've gotten so much better. Someone came in and redid their cocktail program to make, not Smuggler's Cove,
right,
but not, just swill.
Yeah.
And so now it's good. Now it's fun, They make good drinks there. Plus, it's a great place to hang out. So good.
So this is a cocktail that you say you make all the time, huh?
Yep. Hold, please. Oh, wow, that was harder than I expected.
It's rock candy. It's literally named after a rock. So it's kind of a typical Trader Vic's cocktail in that it's like kind of on the bitter side. You can taste like the acidity of the fruit juices.
Yep.
But it's a very complex cocktail.
Yeah. I actually went blind one night on these. The lemon heart. Let me look at my prop. Let me use my prop for something good since it got ruined.
This is a testament to over garnishing stuff sometimes because people will buy this stuff just because it comes with a rock candy stick.
All right, so when this lemon heart was in business, this is the 80 proof.
Okay.
The only difference in the entire label of the 151 was a little red triangle right here, that big.
Oh, really?
Nothing else was different. So one night, we decided to pregame before going to a bar, and I had 3 Mai Tais, but I didn't realize I'd pull out the 151. So 9 ounces of rum.
Wait, you'll drink 3 Mai Tais before you go to a bar?
We did that night. We were younger, and then we went to the bar, and it was fall, and it was Vegas. We were outside by the fire, and I had like a couple beers. And then the fire just went from this big to this big, and I couldn't see straight. And I go, how the f*** am I blind? So we had to sit there for a long, long time before we went home.
Yeah.
And then I was cleaning up the bar the next day. I'm like, not only was I drinking a lot of booze, I was drinking a lot of 151 too. Like,
yeah, that'll get you.
All right, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you had other guests bring you gifts as part of the show? I brought you a Thrifting gift. And this one did not spill out.
Oh, I love gifts. That's rad.
When's the last time another man gave you clothes? So I asked for your measurements. This is your exact measurements.
Man.
Those are your exact measurements. I don't know what brand because the tag is gone, but that's so you.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
There you go. So you said you're running out of shirts.
I'm running out of shirts, yeah.
I have a whole closet of vintage dresses and men's shirts.
I'm glad you brought me a shirt and not a dress.
Oh, hang on.
Thank you so much.
That's a gift. I do have others if you'd like to try them on later. Those are for sale.
Yes, I would actually. Well, thank you so much. So I do have this for you. This is a Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour
sweet.
enamel pin.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That blue on this orange.
Anybody that's on the show gets one of these things, and then anybody that wants to subscribe to the $10 tier on the Patreon, they also get one of those.
Plenty of ways to get entertainment nowadays. If you enjoy this entertainment, do it. You know, I brought that shirt because I have binge watched him for a couple of weeks now, and all that free entertainment is worth a cool vintage shirt to me. Not that you should always pay for it, but if if you enjoyed what you've been watching,
I feel like this is turning into a PBS special.
throw the brother some love.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
And folks, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Also, go follow everything that Jason T. Smith.
YouTube. Thrifting board on Facebook is where if you want any help with eBay or thrifting, the thrifting board. I have a hater group, so if you see me in a bathtub, that's the hater group.
Hater group?
Yeah. If you see me tiptoeing on the beach, that's the real group.
All right.
Don't end up in the hater group.
So follow all of his stuff. Aloha. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Why is the rum all gone? What you gonna do, brother, when this Mai Tai runs wild on you?
I don't know. It's so funny. My old roommate was like 6'4" or something, and he's like, "Dude, you got to lift all of the lamps and stuff up in here." And I was like,
"I've hit that one 3 times already."
Yeah, that's the one. And I'm always like, I don't really have a problem.
Hello. Are you under here?
Or do you call orgeat? Is it orgeat?
That's what I call it. What do you call it?
Orgeat.
Orgeat. I'm fancy. 3 ounces of rum. Most Mai Tais, not 3 ounces. And I'm sweating into it, so that's going to give it a little essence of Jason. So.
Ew. I've been hassled
by that bug.
I guess we should talk about your career, because I think your career is super interesting. I think it also ties into tiki, but also vintage and collecting and all those kinds of things. What do you do for a living?
I am a porn star.
What?
No, I thrift for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I buy old people's and resell it. That's all I do, but I also teach others how to do it. So I make a living from the reselling of old stuff, like I would sell these glasses kind of thing.
I gotta sell these glasses.
And then I teach others how to do it too, but I can teach them how to be their own boss. You just have your time, you take a little bit of money, you go to a thrift store, an estate sale, whatever, find a few things, and you can turn your 20 bucks into 200 real easy when I teach you how to do it. That way, you're not gonna work for the man in your retirement, you can work for yourself.
And it's kind of fun.
You know, I got a lot of friends that sell on Amazon, so they're buying wholesale products.
Okay.
But when they buy 1,000 widgets, they just get 1,000 widgets. Yeah. And they make a lot of money.
Sure.
I don't make as much as them, but I'm on the treasure hunt. It's all about the treasure hunt. It's 100% about, you never know when you walk around that corner and there's a Ren Clark severed head mug which is waiting for you. You never know.
When does that ever happen?
Well, I never found the Ren Clark in the thrift store, but the first good mug we found when we first got into Tiki was the Steve Crane Coup mug, the yellow and the red one.
Wow.
So my wife is very short. I'm 6'5", she's like 5 foot and 3/4. And I didn't know when we got married, but that works out well. She does all bottom shelf stuff. I do all top shelf stuff.
Oh, so you can split your attentions.
So when we do antique stores or antique malls, I do from this shelf up, and then she comes behind me and does this shelf down.
I see.
So I already left a booth.
Yeah.
But on the bottom shelf, in the back, labeled clown, I'm like 3 booths ahead, and she goes, "Hey." And I turn around and she's like holding it like a triumphant, like, "I got the prize." And it's a clown mug, $10.
So as a reseller guy, is that something you resell?
Well, we didn't have one, so went right into the collection. I have since found like 3 or 4 others.
Have you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you still find a lot of tiki stuff.
But see, that's the thing. It's not part of your life.
No.
You go out and do it when you can.
It was part of my life in college. Okay. I would go like 3-4 times a week to like thrift stores. Like we were talking about off camera, eBay happened. Like literally eBay was created while I was going to these thrift stores, and then instantly everything dried up because there were all kinds of people that were reselling on eBay.
That's the cool thing about kids nowadays. Like
kids nowadays.
My neighbor's kid works for me. She's 19. She started when she was 17. She's in college, but she still lives at home. She goes to UNLV, but she sells too. And so I'm thinking, man, when I was in college, because I had to go work at Domino's for a while, worked in the factory for a while.
Yeah.
If I could make money on my dorm and I have to go to a job and report to the man and punch a clock, make money while you're sleeping, it'd be so great. But I do it now.
I know, and you were talking about earlier, again off camera, we had like this big conversation off camera. He was talking about how you just bought like, what, $6,000 of VHS tapes?
No, 6,000 VHS tapes.
Yes, $6,000.
For $700.
For $700.
In Denver, I live in Vegas, I had to run a moving truck and drive it back down to Vegas all by myself.
Yeah, and you go like, what are you talking about VHS tapes? There's no money in that.
In 2021, for some odd reason, videos are so hot, and if you have unopened ones, and they get graded by the official grader, the price skyrockets into the thousands for videotapes.
So tell me about Kill Bill.
So when I got the 6,000 videotapes home, my lovely wife and I showed me sort them out, and so there's 38 tapes a box. We pulled out all the new ones and set them aside, the sealed ones. Oh, Kill Bill sealed, put that over there. And then I found a Kill Bill 1 and 2 unsealed, and so I paid 11 cents a piece, 12 cents a piece. I put the Kill Bill used 1 and 2 together, sold it today for 30 bucks.
30 bucks.
24 cents. And 30 bucks. Now that sealed one,
it's quite a markup.
Yeah, I see that someone had a sealed one that was graded by the official grading company, and theirs was sealed, but in lesser condition. Their corners were beat up, mine wasn't.
Okay.
They got $9,200 for it.
You can buy a lot of stuff for $9,200.
You can buy a car for $9,200.
I gotta go because I'm gonna go on the hunt for Kill Bill. I can't even believe that.
That's my job, and so my job is to figure out what's hot in any given moment.
Sure.
You know, it's like when famous people pass away, the way people mourn the passing of their favorite singer, actress, sports star nowadays is they go online and buy something immediately. That's when people are looking to buy it the most.
Oh, okay. So it's like one of your tips.
The size of the wave is going to depend on how big the artist is. I'll give you a trivia question.
Okay.
What was Farrah Fawcett's biggest mistake in her death?
Dying?
She died on the same day as Michael Jackson.
Oh.
She passed. People mourned her for about 90 minutes. And then the biggest singer in the world ever passed, and no one remembered Farrah passed.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, we live in a fickle world where people's attention is like, what? So what you got to do is if you're going to sell online for a living, you know, what was hot 10 years ago might not be hot anymore. And I see a lot of people complain. They're like, man, my sales suck and platforms are awful. I'm like, you're selling the wrong stuff for the wrong price. I make a living out of it.
So do you still do auctions, or do you set prices and go buy?
Mostly set prices with a best offer. So I kind of kick my price up a little bit higher than it should be.
Okay.
Best offer. Do you know what Buffalo Exchange is?
Yeah.
Okay. So I bought something that I didn't know exactly what it was, but the price was right.
Okay.
$5. And it looked like a flight suit.
Okay.
Like for, you know, a guy in the Air Force. But it didn't look right. It looked like it was a fun flight suit.
Okay.
And so I have a Facebook group where...
Wait, what's a fun flight suit?
Red and would zip at the ankles, and it had white openings. Kind of like a disco flight suit.
Oh!
But it had patches about Vietnam and South Asia and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I knew it was something cool. And for $5, I'm like, I'm bringing it home. So I have a Facebook group, thrifters and resellers and online sellers help each other. And I said, what is this?
Yeah.
And so some people in the military said, oh, it's called a party suit.
Party suit.
And here's a picture of me in my party suit. So a couple people in my group are like, here's me in my party suit.
Party suit.
And so when you go to events after you retire, instead of wearing your full like dress outfit, you wear your party suit. And you'll have patches on based on when you were in the service.
Yeah.
Huge collectors for this. Gigantic.
Okay. Yeah.
So I put it up at a starting bid of $199 with a buy it now of $500.
Okay.
So a guy made me an offer and I countered at $400 because I thought that'd be a good point, and he declined. I'm glad he declined.
Oh.
7 days later, $802, my $5 investment.
Wow.
So part of it is knowledge, part of it's dumb luck, and being in the right place at the right time. That's on the rack, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But knowledge definitely helps, and, you know, smartphones.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you know, when you were thrifting in college and when I started this, it was my poor wife, when I first started this, before smartphones, she'd be at her office and I would call her with barcodes of music. And I go, can you type this into Amazon? She's like, I'm trying to work around an office. And then the day the smartphone got invented, she's like, oh, thank God, I'm done looking up your stuff. Yeah. But I would just go sit in a corner of a store and go, okay, barcode, you know, just read them all.
Yeah, right.
And nowadays, anyone can have research in their pocket.
One moment, please.
That's the other thing that's worth money. Old booze bottles, empty, worth big money. So if you have a bar, a tiki bar, and you have some old rum, when it gets empty, don't throw it away. Don't just put it in your bar. It's worth some serious cash. Sell it online. If you don't know how, find me, I'll help you.
And not only that, this came from a garage. This is Trader Vic's pomegranate syrup.
Nice.
Back when they were a little bit less inhibited. And they had like the topless girl on the cover. And now you couldn't do that, certainly now, because things. But when Ed Hamilton was here, he was like, can we use this pomegranate syrup? And I was like, it's probably 50 years old. And he's like, so no? And I was like, what are you, Ed? No. Okay. Story I wanted to tell you, and I think I've told this before on the show, I was walking through a thrift store in Stockton, California, and this is before the Book of Tiki, so there wasn't a whole lot of knowledge about what Tiki was. But I kind of knew that there was this thing surrounding these mugs. So I find this thing on a shelf, and I look at the bottom, and it says, federal law forbids sale or reuse of this bottle, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about Trader Vic's, nothing about anything. I shook it, and there was like a piece of cork in here, which was like a premonition.
See, cork's bad.
But shortly thereafter, as eBay happened, I saw this on eBay for $900. I paid $1. So I don't think this happens all the time. Well, does it?
Oh, yeah, it does.
This happens all the time.
Look, I buy stuff like that on eBay and resell it on eBay.
Oh.
If you don't educate yourself,
yeah.
I pick up tiki mugs all the time and turn around and with the right title, the right price.
But how do you not just keep them?
Well, we have a huge collection and the shelves are full, and so new stuff comes in all the time, and then so we have to go, what doesn't bring us joy anymore, or what has skyrocketed in value since we bought it, because although I love all this stuff, every tiki collection should be in flux constantly. It should never be set. Like, no tiki bar's ever set.
Sure.
Kind of like Walt said about Disneyland.
Yep.
It's never done.
Okay.
So your new stuff should come and go all the time. If tomorrow you find out this bowl sells for $2,000, I would sell it. Because you know what? You're going to find another one thrifting sooner or later.
Oh, but I'm like the guy that's like, no, it's mine.
I'm like the guy, it's mine on like 20 of the holy grails that I have. Like the Ren Clark severed head, the Tiki Bob.
Oh, you
Elvis.
have a severed head?
Oh, yeah. I got most of the that people look for.
Really?
Tiki Bob Elvis.
You do?
Mo Hearns and her husband Steven were over there tonight, and he saw my shelves of all the skulls, and there's one skull that somehow made it out without any of the teeth missing. You know, the Trader Vic's skull where the teeth are missing, like there's 3 teeth missing?
Like that one right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one has the full set of teeth. Now, it's off the same mold. How one's got out, he goes, you have the one with all the teeth? I go, I'm so happy that someone came to my house that understands how cool that is. Because most of our friends are like, that's nice. And, and they go, where's my drink?
Right.
But to have someone come on and go, you have the one with all the teeth is awesome.
How'd you find the Elvis Tiki Bob?
On eBay. Someone was asking way too little.
Well, so I used to see those come up, and they were reasonable prices for people that had some money. At the time that those were coming up at those prices, I had zero money. And so now I look back and I go, like, I could have gotten one of those for a couple $100.
So the Ren Clark severed head, I paid $800. Now that's usually worth about $1,500 to $2,000.
Okay.
So the person who had it, they ran an auction on eBay, 7 days. Starting bid $2,500, no one bid. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Second auction, $2,200, no one bid. Third auction, $2,000, no one bid. $1,800. Okay, we're a month in and they're not getting their money, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So they keep doing that till it's like opening bid $800. I'm like, click. I got it for $800. That's like about half price at that time.
Wow, yeah.
And so all of my wife's like, you just paid $800 for a tiki mug? I'm like, yes, but one that's worth $1,500. So if we need to sell it for any reason, we double our money.
Yeah.
But, and you know, if you know that mug, well, that paint goes away. Ours is pretty good paint. Pretty full. The pinks, the reds are all there.
I mean, that's like probably one of the top most desired tiki mugs. And it's weird because it's almost not really a tiki mug. It was like maybe from a magic show or something.
So Ren Clark was a magician and he built a tiki bar in the basement of Hilton or some hotel. When you go down the elevator, it's like you were going under the world or under the sea, and then each room was kind of like Don did. Each room was like the cannibal room and this and that. And so in the bar, the menu, you know, usually you see the menu with the picture of the mug. Well, the menu was the guy holding the severed head. And so that's the drink you got, and it was like $1.25, and you got to keep the mug. Can you imagine to go into a tiki bar and get a full drink with rum and the mug and take it home for $1.25?
No, I can't. Totally can't. So the voodoo grog that we did last week, right? There was a special glass for it and everything. And it was literally one of my like holy grail mugs or glasses or whatever you want to say. I really love the glassware of Trader Vic's. They did some incredible stuff. And it's something I've been searching after for a long time. And like I said on the show, I never found one in the wild, so I paid for it on eBay. They were asking $450 for the glass. And I was like, ooh. It's a lot of money for the glass, but also it's for the show. So I would pay that kind of money in order to create content, but I didn't. I was like, how about $200? And they're like, yeah, cool.
Wow, you actually got a deal.
I got a deal.
That mug is a $350 glass. That glass is $350 all the time.
Totally. And all the paint's good and everything.
Oh yes, I saw it. The paint's really good.
So those deals do happen. When you see the deal, you really got to jump on it.
I'm gonna make you sick now. You know Dr. Z, Jeff?
Oh yeah.
You know Jeff's voodoo grog glass story? Did I sell something? Oh, I just got an offer for a tiki mug for $180.
This guy's on call like
$40 for it.
Like a surgeon.
He was at the Long Beach swap meet 20 years ago.
Okay.
Found an unopened case of them.
Of what?
Of the voodoo grog glasses. And I think he got them for like, the whole case for like $50 or $100 maybe, and it was like 24 glasses. I mean, I've done good things like that, but never like that's just like story of legend. Like,
well, and that's just, I mean, that's
right place, right time.
It's just luck. Out. Yeah.
I've got skills and I've got tools, but luck, it plays a big role because being always in the right place at the right time.
That fountain right there with the guy spitting came from the Long Beach swap meet. I think I got him for $100.
That's a good deal. Did he work right away, or did you have to fix him?
No, I had to put a pump in him and so, and I built the whole thing. That Whitco bar over there, I found on Craigslist for $200.
Shut up.
Yeah. Somebody gave me a tip. There's like a whole video on YouTube, like of me just like with a cell phone camera going, I'm going on this journey to go find vintage Whitco. And they're like, yeah, also we have like this 50s fridge that works. Do you want that too? Like for $50? And I was like, yes.
I'll say I got 5 banded rattan furniture.
Yeah.
Couch, 2 chairs, 2 side tables, coffee table, Craigslist $100 with the original cushions, which were shot. I tell my wife, she comes in from work and she opens the garage and I've set up a little lounge in the garage. Wow. And I'm just sitting there on the couch like drinking a Mai Tai. I'm like, boom, $100. Now I did pay to have nice new cushions made.
Sure.
I ordered a nice atomic print. We did a great job. But people go, you got all this for $100? I go, yep. Everything got packed into the truck and I had to drive like this and I couldn't take the freeway because I couldn't see out the windows. So I just had to go surface streets all the way from North Vegas down to Henderson. I'm like, I'll get home slow.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I was driving my Econoline pickup with the Whitco bar in the back and with the refrigerator standing up with a tonneau cover. I couldn't see behind me. The tonneau cover was trying to blow off. So I was like changing lanes, and if I just like changed lanes real slow, and if somebody honked at me aggressively, I was like,
sorry.
It was
I can't see, I got furniture.
Horribly dangerous.
Yeah. We've all done that. I mean, if you're in a tiki for 2 minutes, you have picked up something that didn't really fit in your vehicle, and you're like, I'll get it home somehow.
Well, you have to.
I do feel a little bit big behind this bar, but not as bad as I thought it would. If you'd like to bar back for Spike, reach out to Spike at AOL.com.
Wait, hold on. There's an airplane. This is the worst sound stage. 16 years ago or something, and on the patio there, Greg Brady. I'll get your rock candy in my drink.
Keep your drink on my rock candy.
You just stop turning around towards me like that. It's very uncomfortable.
So Spike.
Very uncomfortable. So there's the eternal struggle between Frankie's and the Golden Tiki.
You don't really want to hear this answer.
Yes, I do. 2 tiki bars in Las Vegas. I almost said California.
There's only 1 tiki bar in Las Vegas.
Woo!
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been at Frankie's 1 day a week for 12 straight years. Yeah, we used to hang out as a gang, and then everyone just kind of filtered away. And I was thinking about it not too long ago. I'm like, all right, there's some weeks I'm there like 4 times because people come into town. There's a couple weeks I miss here and there, but I'm like, thinking about the last 12 years, it's been 1 day a week for 12 straight years.
Okay, so Frankie's Tiki Room is the spot.
Oh yeah. Hey, you didn't ask me the question you ask everybody else.
What?
What's your favorite tiki bar?
Oh yeah, what is your favorite tiki bar?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Spike. Here's how I think you should ask that question.
Okay.
After the Mai Tai, what's your favorite tiki bar?
There was an episode a while back where I think I said that, where I was like, okay, we have to put a moratorium on saying the Mai Tai's because everybody knows it's the best. It's like the biggest, the best, like, okay.
But I would say it's a tie between Undertow, which no one has ever mentioned on this show, and Phoenix, which is one of the most incredible tiki bars of all time.
I hear great things about Undertow.
So the drinks are on point to a Martin Kate level. The magic is on point with Disney around the bar. There are portholes like you're underneath Undertow, and there's a 90-minute show going on the porthole. So, and it changes throughout the years.
Okay.
But you'll leave dock, you'll get into a gun battle, a cannon battle with another ship, and
really,
the lights will go off in the bar, and red smoke will start pouring into the bar. Like, it's absolutely amazing.
So it's more of a whole Disney experience.
Yeah.
But also with incredible cocktails.
Oh, amazing. And the staff is one of the best full staffs I've ever hung out at a bar with. But up there, and I've only been there twice, up there with that is Dirty Dick's.
Is that France?
Yeah.
I hear great things about that place. Weird name.
Yeah.
But I hear incredible things about the cocktails. And I think he was bartending at Tiki Oasis like a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Good dude.
So he's an American, lives in Paris, and opened up Dirty Dick's, and he's a gracious host.
Okay.
Took me underground to show me the operation. You got to go behind the bar. You got to actually go down the stairs.
Yeah. Not just the fake stairs like Brianna.
And his bowl drinks, like, you know, a lot of bars will have 1 bowl drink. He has like 7, and he wanted to show off. So like, it was me and my wife and a friend who happened to be in Paris at the exact same time.
Yeah.
We had 3 bowls in front of just 3 of us. And I'm like, okay, I'm a good drinker, but slow down, Scotty. Like,
I don't need my own bowl drink.
Because I'm like, This is sad compared to his garnishing.
No.
These bowls. Oh, these bowls, like, I got to get to the drink. Where is it? There's so much garnish. Yeah.
Like Wayne's World. Remember Garth, where you're like, excuse me.
Yes, you ever get to Paris.
Okay.
Dirty Dick's is amazing, but Phoenix is a lot easier to get to.
Yeah.
If you've not been there, Undertow will change your world in terms of tiki bars.
I always feel like a good bar staff and good cocktails and like the whole presentation, it's almost like seeing a good band, because you walk in and you go, oh my God, everything's perfect. And there is like an emotional reaction to it where you go, this is exactly where I want to be right now.
Oh, by the way, I love the tiki. I love Tonga Hut. You know, we lived in Southern California for 4 years. We're here all the time. Yeah. I love all those. But let me tell you, if I'm like, okay, I got to go one place, not the Mai Tai, because that's number one always. But man, Undertow, I don't get enough of it. Their menus are full books with these thick stock papers.
Yeah.
And it tells the whole story of the captain and then how the cocktails work in. Like, they go such the extra mile to make it this whole immersive experience that is good.
Yeah.
There's been a couple bars that did immersive experience and I'm like, nope.
Oh man, well, we'll talk about those.
Yeah, that's off camera.
Yeah. Because I think I know what you're talking about. Man, we could do this like for 5 more hours, and I think we should probably call it here, but we should do this again sometime.
Come to the Den of Sin, and we'll do this in the Den of Sin is our home tiki bar.
Yeah.
Doug Horn did our logo, and we've got all kinds of, like you got glassware and art and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. We've never done the ceiling and the treatments on the walls, but when you see the mass of our collection, you'll be like everyone else and go, whoa. Holy.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of good rums, and I'd love to have you make you some more cocktails.
All right, let's plan on that.
Sounds good.
All right. The end.